Today I will introduce you descriptive epidemiology, person, place, and time. In this section, we are going to introduce the three dimensions of disease distribution. And the first dimension, characteristics of persons. How to describe the disease in the population? Generally, we describe morbidity and or mortality in terms of person, place, and time. The three dimensions of disease distribution. Let's take COVID-19 for example. When the disease breaks out, we want to know who develops this disease, where does the disease occur, and when does the disease occur. And we also want to know what is the rate of illness in different age groups, whether they have the same death rate, whether there is a differences among various countries, and what other trends of the pattern of death in the last decades. By this description, we may have the idea of disease in the population, and furthermore, it is possible to explore or find the potential causes of the disease distribution. Firstly, let's take a look at the characteristics of persons. Our basic tenet of epidemiology is that disease does not occur at random. In other words, not all persons within a population are equally likely to develop a particular condition. Variation of occurrence is related to personal characteristics, and the variation of occurrence in relation to personal characteristics may reflect differences in level of exposure to causal factors. Susceptibility. Typically, the minimal set of person characteristics examined with respect to disease occurrence including age, race, and gender. Because such information is frequently collected on the affected person, as well as the unaffected population, epidemiologists rely on these characteristics to a great extent. The use of other attributes of interest, such as a level of education and income, marriage status, and occupation, is contingent on the availability of data. Age is the most important factor affecting the occurrence of disease. Why? Incidence of disease varied according to age. For example, measles, mumps, and chickenpox most frequently occur in children. Some chronic disease, such as type 2 diabetes and most cancer, occurrence in older age group. We can see from this figure, TB incidence increased with age. And the potential cause of age differences including the first, the long latent period between infection and the development of clinical symptoms means that the ages at detection of illness are expected to be skewed toward later life. For the second, because elderly individuals lived through time periods when the disease are more common, they are more likely to have been infected than younger persons. The third one, older persons are more likely to have other illness that may make them more susceptible to TB. The fourth, the decline in immune function associated with normal aging process may increase susceptibility. The last one, elderly persons are more likely to live in enclosed communal settings that are conducive to the spread of the disease. And sex differences are also exist in wide scope of health phenomena. As we can see from this figure, TB incidence is higher in male than female. The incidence of TB is almost 13% higher in male than in female. The higher occurrence in male probably is related to the differences in certain high-risk behaviors, like smoking, heavy alcohol consumption, as well as predisposing disease between male and female. Disease distribution can also vary according to race and ethnicity. As data show in this figure, TB incidence in America is the highest in population from Asian Pacific Island, which was followed by Black and Hispanic American Indian. The high incidence rates of TB within certain groups in the United States reflect the influence of other risk factors. TB is a disease that is associated with socioeconomic disadvantage. The combination of crowded housing, poor nutrition, inadequate access to preventive and therapeutic medical service, alcoholism, and injecting drug use, as well as any predisposing medical conditions, contributed to the high risk of TB among the poor and Black and Native American population in the United States have comparatively large percentages of disadvantaged persons. So the incidence of TB in these communities is evaluated. That's all. Thank you, everyone.